I am the Intercontinental Champion, Oshie Jax. He's Garrett. This is Monday Night Raw, and we are getting closer and closer to Rebellion. Now, Garrett, it's been a while since I've seen you, buddy. How you been?
Well, it's great to have finally gotten that promotion onto the A show, right where I belong. You know, it's been quite a hiatus from WEDF, but I don't think I've missed all that much. It's great to be back.
Oh, no, you haven't. And we've certainly got a big situation for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's Pick Your Poison with the WEDF Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and his Rebellion opponent, The Miz. And speaking of The Miz, he is in action here tonight as I'm getting the official confirmation from the back. This very man you see right here, the Shaman of Sexy, the Guru of Greatness, the first ever WEDF Grand Slam champion in history, John Morrison, is facing The Miz, and that is definitely a huge storied rivalry between those two former tag team partners.
Well, you know, you said it, and these two have been tag team champions all over. I mean, these two work together so well, and I believe it was episode 33 of WEDF where John Morrison turned on The Miz. Both men went about their singles careers, and both men have reaped huge rewards. Both men are former WEDF champions.
Absolutely. But as we all know, according to some people in the WEDF universe, which, you know, The Miz has been livid about, some fortunes have been more favored for others. And again, a lot of people have looked at John Morrison and said, he's the guy. He's the guy who deserves to be in the main event. He is the Shawn Michaels of the former self-proclaimed greatest tag team of the 21st century.
You know, there's a reason why The Miz is in the main event. The Miz has been kicking ass, taking names. He has taken out the likes of Jeff Hardy, Commissioner Foley, Security, and our very own Frank Dog. And honestly, I don't think after The Miz took them out that they're going to be very missed here. But, you know, both men have a lot to prove. The Miz more so than Morrison.
Now, I mean, of course, you know how I feel about The Miz, Garrett. I believe you were here when I went on one of my tirades about him, and rightfully so, in my opinion. But I have to say, for my stance, if you're The Miz, what do you prove by taking out opponent after opponent after opponent? What do you prove by taking out everybody standing in your way, all just because you don't get your fair rematch?
Well, you know, The Miz feels that he deserves that one-on-one match. He feels as though he is the rightful face of the WEDF, and such as he's taking it to John Morrison tonight, he's hoping to take it to Stone Cold. And you know, you got to think, for all the people that The Miz is taken out, the very same thing could happen to Stone Cold, and Stone Cold should know it.
I believe, like I'll always keep saying to you, Garrett, anything can happen here in the WEDF. And while I might disagree with what you're saying there, The Miz definitely does have a point to prove here tonight, and he could prove himself as a legitimate threat to Stone Cold Steve Austin's title if he can defeat his former tag team partner, John Morrison, here tonight.
Well, you know, this is very reminiscent of Marty Jannetty versus Shawn Michaels, and one of these men is going to emerge from the ashes as the true face of the WEDF. These men entering a striking competition, and neither men are giving up. But John Morrison with a drop kick,
taking Miz cleanly off his feet here. We all know John Morrison, let's just say fortunes haven't favored him over the past few months. The man has been in a slump, trying to find that one win to get back on a roll like he had last year. I don't know what to tell John Morrison here, but as you've noticed, Garrett, 2011 was a great year for John Morrison. 2012, not so great to be John Morrison, but maybe it might be tonight if he keeps it up with moves like that. Huge flash kick.
Huge flash kick from John Morrison, knocking the taste out of Miz's mouth, and followed up by a backbreaker. But you got to think, John Morrison, although this isn't his year, I believe this is truly the year of The Miz. The Miz has great things in his stars for him, such as with this final cut.
Now Miz laying into John Morrison with those big rights. Even though, you know, I don't like The Miz, I just don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he carries himself. I do have to say one thing. When Miz is pissed off, when Miz is determined, when he is motivated, he becomes a very superstar in that ring.
Well, you know, John Morrison trying to work over the arm of The Miz. John Morrison has to watch out because Miz is a straight-up brawler, especially in the mind state he's in now. The Miz is going to be relentless, and after trying to go for a calf kick, The Miz takes down John Morrison. Well scouted.
Oh, and rightfully so, though, with Miz being one of the more surprisingly best brawlers in WEDF. Let me give you an example. A couple months ago when we were on the road to Lashing Back, The Miz was standing toe-to-toe with John Cena and Steve Austin at the same time.
You know, that's the perseverance and the personality of The Miz. John Morrison to the cover. Only a 2 count from Morrison, but you know, Miz will... It doesn't matter the fight that he's in, he will find a way to beat you. It doesn't matter what weapons, it doesn't matter what tactics, he is going to beat you in that fight.
John Morrison knows it well. John Morrison just knows Miz can beat him. He knows, knowing him as a former WEDF champion, momentum can change at the turn of a dime, and Morrison trying to turn it around right now with the big calf kick. Miz evades it, and now Miz with the big knee.
Oh! That definitely knocked a tooth loose on John Morrison, and now with a DDT from The Miz.
That might have knocked Morrison out as he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and no! Morrison able to get the shoulder up. Miz looking for that clothesline, didn't get all of it. Miz a little antsy, didn't know exactly where Morrison was, and now Morrison with the strike. Morrison going for the enziguri, no!
Both these men went for a striking match. And now The Miz trying to go for that other lariat. Miscommunication. And now that big lariat from The Miz.
But Jomo is still fighting, ladies and gentlemen. Now Jomo, look at this!
The lift.
Signature John Morrison!
Oh!
That huge face buster you saw right there, ladies and gentlemen. Beautifully done!
Morrison trying to go for the C4, but The Miz had him scouted. And now he's starting to strike on Morrison. Taking him into the corner, and signature Miz.
Big clothesline from The Miz. That could take out John Morrison here. No! Too close to the ropes, but Miz quickly capitalizing on the mistake with a big boot.
That stiff, big boot from The Miz. He is definitely here to play tonight, and John Morrison is not feeling it. I mean, he's got to be hurting, but The Miz is taking him down, and he's straight up stomping a mud hole in him.
This can go anybody's way. Garrett, as you know, but it might not with the Wizard of Oz. Connected into the cover. 1, 2, no!
We've seen him put people away with that maneuver before, but I think now it's just a matter of time. Miz...
Cover again. 2. Miz seeming to get desperate with those covers here, ladies and gentlemen. Miz trying to do anything it takes, but at the same time, it can also be said Miz is smart for doing that because he's wearing down John Morrison more and more.
Well, with that apron hot shot, I mean, The Miz is trying to wear Morrison out, but at the same time, he's hesitant. He wants to have all the energy he can for Stone Cold.
Another big lariat from The Miz, and John Morrison, I've got to say, he looks out of his element here tonight. That might come with the fact that Morrison doesn't really have a lot of momentum. Not much is going his way. So it's hard for John Morrison to really try to fire himself up and get in a big competitive match, but Morrison not going to go down without a fight. Tilt-a-wall DDT.
Incredibly athletic maneuver from John Morrison, and now he's got the advantage over The Miz. Oh! Huge calf kick.
Taking Miz cleanly off his feet. He could do it right here if he continues this, but Morrison, you see, the damage has been done. Real hesitant, really jittery. I don't think Morrison knows exactly what he wants to do.
Well, Morrison's got to conserve himself against the likes of The Miz, and you see that flashback from The Miz. Miz gaining all momentum, and could this be the Skull Crushing finale?
No, it's not. Morrison with the counter. Well scouted. Oh, and now Morrison looks like he's trying to set up for something. No! Miz had that well scouted.
He tried to throw Miz into the corner and it didn't connect, but now let's see. Backbreaker, neckbreaker.
Nice combination from the Miz as Miz goes into the cover. 1, 2, no. And I think Morrison was trying to take the match to the outside and then vault himself over in true John Morrison fashion.
You know, that parkour style is a lot to deal with when it's John Morrison. But, you know, a technician and a brawler the likes of the Miz is obviously able to scout that. I mean, these guys are...
Morrison!
Roll up.
1, 2 with the small package, almost got him! Half a second later and the Miz would have lost this match, ladies and gentlemen.
And how much momentum would the Miz have lost going into Rebellion here in Liverpool?
And also, wait a minute, Miz! The DDT! That DDT has done dangerous things before. Miz has got him. 1, 2, does not finish the match though. Morrison is still in this thing.
Miz taking it to the corner from Morrison.
Miz going high risk. Wait a minute, Morrison with the counter. Big missile drop kick, and that's part of that unpredictable parkour style even for someone as technically proficient as Miz. Morrison connects to that big running knee. That parkour style comes out of nowhere. Now Morrison looking to finish it. Gonna go for the moonlight drive, maybe. No! Miz with the enziguri! Trying to get the insurance, but Miz following up with the skull crushing finale.
He may have broken the jaw of the Miz with that knee, but now I think John Morrison's face is broken. Skull crushing finale, and Miz comes out on top, as I would predict.
You know, again, my feelings aside for the Miz, there's nothing I can say about this. Miz, ladies and gentlemen, won that match clean as a sheet. He fought John Morrison head on. There's no question about it. The Miz has defeated a former WEDF champion, and that's definitely a great boost of momentum for the Miz heading into his match at Rebellion, which again, we still don't know if that's a title match or not. That's up to the anonymous Raw General Manager.
Well, I don't like our employment figures playing games with us, and I'm sure the Miz is the very same in that way. He wants to know when he can finally earn his championship back, the one he deserves so earnestly.
You know, that might be in the opinion of some, but in the opinions of others, I mean, you gotta think about this realistically. Miz was pinned by Stone Cold Steve Austin twice, and wait a minute, no, come on, Miz, come on, what is this about? You've made your point, now you're just playing with John Morrison, now you're playing Russian roulette with John Morrison's career.
You know, the Miz needs to get an advantage. He needs to show Stone Cold what's what and get his former tag team partner out of his life. He's tired of him. Look at this DDT. Oh, on the outside.
It busted Morrison open too from the looks of it. But Garrett, this isn't how you prove yourself. You're not making an example. You're just making yourself a target.
This is how the Miz has made himself one of the biggest stars to date in WEDF. He will go to the absolute limit to prove his point.
I understand going to the absolute limit. This isn't going to the absolute limit. This is just beating the hell out of a defenseless man. You've already beaten John Morrison so bad he could barely stand up on his own 2 feet. Now what you're just trying to do is now it just looks like Miz is trying to seriously hurt the man.
Well, John Morrison is hurt already, but Miz is adding an impact to what he's trying to get across to these people. He's trying to show that he is a dominant figure here, and he cannot be trifled with.
A dominant figure adding an impact? More like this is an arrogant son of a bitch adding insult to injury for no good reason.
The Miz is taking the televisions and the screen off of our announce table, and you know, Miz has a lot to prove. John Morrison is standing in the ring.
Oh, Jesus! Oh. No, Miz, no! Don't do this! Don't, Jesus goodness!
He's working over those proficient legs of John Morrison, and like it or not,
he might have broken the man's ankle! This is a man you're willing to support, Garrett? He's a psycho! He's a lunatic! And no, dear God, no! No, come on, Miz, enough is enough! Stop it! Don't do this! Don't do this! Dear God!
Oh!
Dear God! What is this all about? And a skull-crushing finale to top it off! Dear God, enough is enough! Wait a minute, oh no.
Corner, Miz, what could he be going for here?
Jesus! It's the big punch out of nowhere! Taking a page out of a Viper's playbook!
Morrison is easily knocked out.
This is not right! This is not right! I hope you understand what you're doing, Miz. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up for your own downfall. You act confident, you act smug, you act tough now. When somebody throws that fire back at you and you find yourself as defenseless and weak as you try to make John Morrison, Frank Dogg, Commissioner Foley, and Mr. McMahon as... I can't even say it right. All I'm just going to say, Miz, is that I hope you know what you're doing. Because one day, somebody's going to do that to you, and you're not going to like it.
Oshu, you know, I'm not one to judge here, but you are Intercontinental Champion. You are a listed professional wrestler. Why have you not come to the aid of John Morrison already?
Because I am doing my job as a commentator on Raw. I am a commentator on Raw. I am here to be the voice of the people.
That's a very likely excuse.
If you want me to be a competitor, we will go over to the Blue Brand.
Well, maybe you should meet The Miz there. I mean, The Miz seems to think he's absolutely unstoppable. I'd like to see you try otherwise.
I don't need to, because you know what? There's somebody who's already got The Miz's number on here. My presence isn't needed here. I've got better things to do on SmackDown. I've got Brock Lesnar to deal with.
You sound afraid of The Miz.
Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure there's a whole WEF universe who knows if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to do my job as a Raw commentator, and I'm not wanting to conflict myself like that, I would beat the hell out of The Miz on any given day of the week. But it's not about me on Raw. It's about the Raw superstars. I am a SmackDown guy at the end of the game. And all I'm going to say is, The Miz, you better watch out, because Stone Cold Steve Austin, the toughest SOB in all of professional wrestling, is coming for you.
The Miz not very fearful now. He's standing tall and confident.
He sounds confident. He promises he's going to put Austin out. And now we're backstage with the Grish interviewing the sinister Scotsman Drew McIntyre. Oh, now come on, Drew. Grish doesn't deserve that. The man's just being himself.
The Grish is an absolute goof. I am on McIntyre's side here. I mean, walking around with funky cool things.
Now wait. Now wait. Let's save that for another time. Grish does have a valid point here about that little meeting that Drew McIntyre had with JBL last week. And I'm pretty sure he says it's a business proposal, but I'm sure there's a little more to that story than he's not telling us.
We know it's got to be.
Even then, you see Drew McIntyre just bravely telling Ted DiBiase, "I'm ready for you at Rebellion." McIntyre sounds extremely confident. As again, ladies and gentlemen, Drew McIntyre and Ted DiBiase will finally get their rubber match at Rebellion. The third and final match of their little rivalry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remind you how that all started. A simple match between Ted DiBiase and Drew McIntyre, where DiBiase wanted to prove himself as a simple man, as a changed man, as a man who wasn't going to do what he did with Cody Rhodes and Legacy. A man who was a wrestler, a man who wanted to leave the legacy behind him for the DiBiase legacy behind him, you know, him being the $1 million son-in-law, and forged his own legacy. He did match with Drew McIntyre. He beat Drew McIntyre legitimately clean as a sheet, and Drew McIntyre ever since then hasn't been happy with it.
You know, Drew McIntyre and Ted DiBiase haven't been able to prove much here in WEDF. Both men are trying to pick their spot, and Drew McIntyre not only has the endorsement of Vince Kennedy McMahon, he's got my endorsement as well. I don't think Ted DiBiase is going places for quite a long time in comparison to McIntyre.
I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Drew McIntyre because opinions are opinions, and Drew McIntyre definitely does have the talent. I've said this many times before. We've seen him in the ring with former WEDF champions like Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre is capable of going with the best of them, but it's his ego that's going to hold him back.
Ego is what you need in some cases, much like this man here, JBL, the man trying to save jobs for Americans. He's trying to help get America out of a recession, all on top of being a wrestling god.
I mean, are you kidding me? Now I just finally processed what she said. Are you kidding me? You're actually going to support this bigot, this racist, this over-patriotic coward. Someone like JBL, someone like a former WWE champion, someone who treats himself or treats others and composes himself like he has. I don't even see how you can have respect for the man, because JBL is a bully. The man, for over the past few months, has had a bone to pick with Samoa Joe just because of the fact that Samoa Joe is not an American, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Samoa Joe, just from his side, he sees that JBL's got a problem with him, and so Joe wants to settle it like a man. You know, JBL attacks him, Samoa Joe gets him back, and then JBL in response, what does he do? He gets a lawsuit. He gets a restraining order filed. He puts out $1 million bounty. Is that what a man would do, Garrett? Is that what you would do?
If you're being faced with a rabid, illegal immigrant Samoan, the likes of Samoa Joe, I mean, you gotta think JBL is trying to keep American jobs for Americans. He's trying to help out people. Samoa Joe has been on a rampage trying to get to JBL. I don't blame him for filing a restraining order.
Okay, let's get something straight here. Even though WEDF's home base might be in America, it is a global promotion. All nations, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you're looking for the best type of wrestling, you're to the WEDF. If you want to be the world, you want to be somebody like Ted DiBiase. You want to start from the bottom. You want to work your way to the top. You want to make a name for yourself, and you want to be remembered for doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason. Now sure, you could say Ted DiBiase hasn't accomplished much in his career, but to his credit, he is a young superstar. We have not seen much of Ted DiBiase in WEDF. Fine, but I'm just going to say this. If Ted DiBiase continues on the road he's going of being a simple man, of doing things the right way, of taking the high road to success, taking the long road, the hard road, not the easiest road, not lowballing himself like JBL and Drew McIntyre certainly would, but fighting every single man in the WEDF and beating them, I guarantee you more people will have respect for Ted DiBiase at the end of the day.
Ted DiBiase not appreciating his father's wealth. But you know, aside from that, aside from how he's done nothing in this business, that's not the point we've got to make right here. We've got to make a point of talking about this lockup between Drew McIntyre, which he has the advantage over Samoa Joe.
To both of these men's credit, they are, again, they're both extremely talented grapplers, especially Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is no easy man to wrestle with, but Drew McIntyre seems capable of holding his ground against Samoa Joe right now.
Well, we see McIntyre definitely taking it to Joe right now.
Joe with the big kick and a big lariat to Drew McIntyre, and another.
I mean, you got to think McIntyre took Joe's WrestleMania opponent, a man who beat him at WrestleMania, Randy Orton,
No. Samoa Joe beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Well, aside from that fact, Drew McIntyre took Randy Orton to his absolute limit. Drew McIntyre is trying to make a huge name for himself, such with this striking competition going on between him and DiBiase.
Look at that. We're getting a preview of just exactly what to expect at Rebellion. You know Drew McIntyre and Ted DiBiase. You know the hatred between these two men, and now JBL himself the tag in, seeing Drew McIntyre is hurt. JBL going to try to change the momentum for the team. JBL, oh, look at that!
JBL may want Ted in the ring right now. We've got a true American going up against a shell of an American in Ted DiBiase.
JBL is just pounding into Ted DiBiase right now, and look at that! That is some textbook tag team wrestling. Nothing taken away from JBL or Drew McIntyre. Nice drop toe hold, elbow drop combination you saw from both of those men. As we do remember, JBL is an expert at the art of tag team wrestling. He is a multiple-time tag team champion with his best friend Ron Simmons.
Yes, indeed, but so the same can be said for DiBiase with his time in the Legacy. But I mean, the tag team experience obviously goes to JBL. I believe JBL just tagged himself into this match.
Yes, he did. Again, he just wants a piece of Ted DiBiase. For what reason, we don't know, but I'm guessing it's because JBL sees some sort of problem with Ted DiBiase. Would you happen to have any? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. Get out of your seats. The big fight. The big fight. Samoa Joe finally able to get his hands on JBL after the restraining order was lifted at the 4-year anniversary show. Jesus, I can't even remember.
Well, with so much going on in the ring, it's hard to comprehend. I mean, this McIntyre.
Oh, look at that.
Working with his partner, doing the right thing.
And the referee trying to instruct Drew McIntyre to get to his corner, but Drew McIntyre with the big chop. Ugh, I don't like the way that McIntyre just took the advantage, but now you see JBL wants to get the hell out of Dodge. Drop toe hold, elbow drop combination, and now Drew McIntyre going back to facing Samoa Joe one-on-one. Irish whip from Samoa Joe. Joe with another hard lariat to McIntyre.
Oh, huge lariat from Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe seems to be feeling it.
Wait a minute. Joe, looked like Joe was going to go for that Death Valley driver. McIntyre, gutbuster.
Huge gutbuster from Drew McIntyre.
I do have to point out something here, Garrett. You noticed how fast JBL got out of the ring once he had the chance to tag in Drew McIntyre. If you don't think JBL is a coward or is scared of Samoa Joe in any way, shape, or form, what would you call that?
Well, wouldn't you be afraid of this illegal Samoan immigrant who is obviously off of his rocker? I don't know what his problem may be, but he's obviously got it out for JBL. He's assaulting the man. JBL is a smart man.
How do you know that Samoa Joe's an illegal immigrant to begin with anyway? What, are you just a fan of drinking Bradshaw's Kool-Aid?
I haven't seen his papers, and I have
Dragon suplex.
Huge Dragon suplex from Samoa Joe. But, you know, my point being made, nobody can know whether he is legal or illegal in this country until we see his papers.
Samoa Joe with the big backdrop suplex, and now look! Oh, Jesus! McIntyre trying to get involved again, but Samoa Joe not gonna see that, or not gonna fall for that trick twice.
Samoa Joe can take on both men at once. He is going to the absolute limit, but now he's doing some tag work with DiBiase. It's DiBiase and JBL again.
As you do remember, Samoa Joe is capable of handling himself. Let's not forget to mention that ever since WrestleMania, to his credit, Samoa Joe has been undefeated in the whole season, ladies and gentlemen, has not taken one single loss as DiBiase almost pinned JBL here. Joe has taken on many odds here. He's had 2-on-1 attacks. He's had 3-on-1 attacks. He's had nearly everybody in the whole WEDF coming for the $1 million bounty. No one has been successful.
Well, you know, something has to be said. All the money that JBL has, putting it on the line for Samoa Joe.
McIntyre going high risk!
Oh! And the man that can possibly take out Samoa Joe himself is JBL.
Flatliner from Drew McIntyre!
Oh, the flatliner, the Scott drop, and now it looks like he's going for it. That double underhook DDT.
Is he going for the future shock? Got the arm hook. No, DiBiase with the Samoa drop counter.
Oh, scouted by DiBiase. And now it looks like he's going to try and take on McIntyre. The stiff clothesline didn't connect all the way.
Well, like he jabbed him too a little bit, at least.
But that clothesline did.
Stiff clothesline. And now you see what the people of Liverpool think about Drew McIntyre.
For all I know, they could be shouting that about Ted DiBiase, but that doesn't matter because...
Going for the Dream Stream away. Look at JBL. Look at Samoa Joe cutting them off.
Looks like Samoa Joe hit the clothesline from hell on JBL, but now he's taking him to the outside.
So I think JBL was trying for the clothesline for hell on Ted DiBiase, and DiBiase was about to take a cheap shot if it wasn't for Joe, and now look, the big fight on the outside. JBL and Joe going at it, but DiBiase in the ring. DiBiase is distracted, ladies and gentlemen. DiBiase just doesn't know what to do here.
Well, I mean, we need to get security out here because Samoa Joe is obviously off his rocker. He doesn't care about this match anymore. He's just going to take it to JBL in this unfair brawl.
Unfair? This is absolutely fair. Wait a minute. Still in the ring, though. McIntyre looked like he was going to take advantage of the destruction of DiBiase with the small package. 1, 2, 3. Out of nowhere.
Ted DiBiase with the win. He pinned McIntyre with what some would call not exactly the cleanest finish, that small package, but still standing strong. JBL.
My goodness, Ted DiBiase. There you see, he just proved something here. He just pinned Drew McIntyre. One-on-one, or just pinned Drew McIntyre before Rebellion. Maybe not one-on-one is what I meant, but still, DiBiase picks up some huge momentum heading into the big finals showdown. And still on the outside, we got a fight. Samoa Joe is just laying into JBL, giving the man what he deserves.
Absolutely merciless. He's attacking a defenseless man, the man who obviously carried that tag match. And
JBL
now
has done the same thing to Samoa Joe for weeks.
Two wrongs doesn't make a right, and you know Samoa Joe is being absolutely relentless. He's picking the bones.
You know, they're saying something about an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. All Samoa Joe is doing is exactly what JBL did to him. And JBL is a coward about it. JBL doesn't like it when other people are doing on to him what he did to others unprovoked.
Well, Samoa Joe...
JBL hightailing it, heading for the hills, running away from a fight. What a great American, ladies and gentlemen. And wait a minute, the bounty is still active. We all forgot about it. And Drew McIntyre looks like he's going to try to claim it.
Like I said, JBL is a smart man for getting out of that ring, and he's even smarter because look, here he is. No. Oh! Clothesline from hell on McIntyre.
He caught McIntyre. He was trying to hit Joe, and now look what he's getting. The coquina clutch locked in. There you go, Joe. There you go. Choke him out. Choke him out. Choke him out. Choke him out. Listen, the fans in Liverpool are going crazy. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Justice, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute.
Stop this. Somebody get security out here right now.
What's the anonymous Raw General Manager got to say?
Whoa! Joe! Let him go, man! Let him go!
At least that's what the anonymous Raw General Manager says. Come on, man. He's got a message for you. And he wants you to know that at Rebellion, you're going to have all the time in the world to get your revenge. Because you see, the anonymous Raw General Manager has been paying close attention to Mr. Layfield's actions. And he's appalled that the man would go to court instead of getting in the ring. Well, now that he's back in charge, Joe, he says he's going to make things right for you. And you and JBL will get in the ring and finally settle this like men, whether or not Mr. Layfield likes it or not, at Rebellion.
Strong words from our anonymous Raw General Manager. And I mean, we've got Joe versus JBL, finally the one-on-one confrontation. We get to see the wrestling god finally take it to Samoa Joe.
Yeah, maybe in your wildest dreams, Garrett. I honestly gotta say, I can't wait for Samoa Joe to finally get his revenge. You know that's the right outcome. Even if you say it's not, everybody here knows it is, because that's what everybody wants to see. But now we're backstage as the undisputed WEDF Tag Team Champions, Chris Jericho and the Big Show, a.k.a. Jericho, are here. And guess what, Garrett? They're putting their titles on the line tonight in a match.
Well, they are the fighting champions that they say they are.
Let's just hope their opponents are better than the last ones on United. I don't think I need to mention who they were. There you see, Jericho sound very confident heading into this match. They're hoping the $1 million congregation are watching, as they said. They want to teach them. They want the $1 million congregation to watch and learn, as they say. As again, Jericho are set to face the $1 million congregation in a rematch that WEDF fans have been wanting to see ever since the match happened at Lashing Back. We all know how that ended, ladies and gentlemen. WEDF Tag Team Champions Jericho versus World Tag Team Champions, the $1 million congregation, for the first ever undisputed WEDF Tag Team Championships. And look who won them. Look who still wears them months after. And I've got to say, even though Jericho, I think, are very arrogant, you know, they're very smug, they're very comfortable in their own skin. Over the past few months, there's no denying that there has been a reason that both of those men have been as successful as they are.
You know, Jericho leads by example, and they're showing the #1 contenders what for and what's right. I mean, despite what you might think of this team.
What? Are you kidding me? This is a joke, right? This is a joke.
You know,
please.
I thought I left all this shit behind when I was, now that I'm off of ECCW for a while, but obviously it's come back to haunt me. All we need is Funky Cool and Michael Cole, and we've got ourselves a party.
Seriously though, what is this? I mean, you would expect Jericho, who have been dominant tag team champions, as great as they've been in the ring and out of the ring, as, you know, competitors at least. In the very least, they've carried themselves like champions. But, I mean, for some, I just don't get what this is about.
Wait a second. The Boogeyman, his music is playing. This crowd is on their feet here.
And you see the Job Squad. I think they're pissing themselves right now.
Well, you know, Heath Slater, the man who once lost in 6 seconds to Brodus Clay, and, you know, hopefully, maybe Jinder Mahal's not that bad of a wrestler. Let's find out. I mean, it's just, why the Job Squad? That's not who you think of in WEDF when it comes to the tag division. You think of teams like Jericho, at least, because they've been dominant. You think of Daniel Bryan and Santino Marella, the Cobra and the Dragon, the $1 Million Congregation, the Motor City Machine Guns, Booker T and Rob Van Dam, Air Canada, the Dream Team, and big spear from the Big Show. Look, this is not good, but you know,
I mean, what are Jericho proving?
Wait,
by facing these? No disrespect intended to Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, but what's Jericho proving by facing these two scrubs?
Wait, chokeslam coming right up.
Thanks for coming into the cover. 1, 2, 3.
What a great match. Honestly, Jericho really brought the heat with that one.
A great match? You're not serious, are you? I hope you're not serious. Please don't tell me you're serious.
Well, you know, whether you like it or not, Jericho are working their way through the tag team division, and that's what's important. They're working one step at a time. Maybe you think they're starting from the bottom, but the point is, they're facing all comers.
They're bottom feeding. Jericho are the top team. They should be facing better competitors than Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, the Hurricane, and Goldust. They are above men like them for as long as they've been going. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody in the tag team division trying to break through. I understand where you're coming from, but let me put it to you like this. As long as Chris Jericho and the Big Show have been champions, it's clear that they had this match set up just because they're trying to give themselves an easy route to Rebellion, while inversely, you look at the $1 Million congregation and you see how the fans are proud of the congregation because Suspect and the Pope are facing credible opponents. They are facing tag teams who are going to give them a run for their money, and I hope the anonymous Raw General Manager puts a stop to this right now and fixes everything.
May I have your attention, please? I have just received an email from the anonymous Raw General Manager. And I quote, "Don't go too far, Jericho. Now, while you believe you have proven something to the $1 Million congregation, neither I nor the WEDF Universe believe you are ready for your tag title defense against them at Rebellion. Therefore, I've taken the liberty of arranging a second tag title defense for you tonight against a stronger tag team. Oh, and boys, that match starts right now."
You know, I think this is really unfair on the part of our anonymous Raw General Manager, Oshu, saying on his part that Jericho has never faced a credible tag team. Well, Oshu, think about this. Not only are they going to retain against Foodbusters International, that I believe wholeheartedly, they've beaten the likes of DX and Booyaka Boom.
And see, that's my point. They face credible teams, and they've beaten credible teams. It just seems to me, and the whole WEDF universe, that either Jericho is taking a step back, or Jericho is just not doing what it takes for them to get ready for that big match they have against the congregation. And I think it just feels like Jericho is making a joke out of the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, while the $1 Million congregation are busting their asses week after week, facing tough, credible opponents such as Foodbusters International, and they're trying their damnedest to get themselves in prime shape, while Jericho, they're just being lackadaisical about everything. They're taking the easy way out. They're playing it safe. Well, they aren't reaching for the stars. They're just doing the bare minimum.
Well, you know, here's something to think about. How many times will the Tag Team Championships be defended tonight?
I didn't know it was in a gauntlet. If it was going to be defended more than once, I'm sure the anonymous World General Manager would have implied that in his email. But I think he had this waiting in the wings, because I think, you know, given the anonymous World General Manager, he's been shown to just be, I wouldn't say a step ahead, but I just say he's a little smarter than everybody gives him credit for.
Incredible tag team work. You know, as I was saying, I meant to say the Tag Team Championships will be defended twice tonight. You know how many times the US title will be defended tonight? 0. The WEDF Championship? 0. Jericho are fighting champions, and it doesn't matter who they face, they're going to come out on top.
Well, we'll see how much fight they've got in them. You sound confident now, Garrett, but just remember, they're facing Dude Busters International, and from what I've seen, Dude Busters International are taking the fight to Jericho, and they aren't backing down, and this is certainly going to be a more competitive outing than the first match was.
Well, you know, they're adding prestige to this title, and their Dude Busters International is definitely taking to it. But now you see Jericho getting tagged in. It's Trent Beretta and Chris Jericho in the ring.
I gotta say, even from one perspective, it kind of was smart for Big Show to make that tag. It's gonna make Trent Beretta and Yoshitatsu change up their strategy. As you saw, they were using their speed against the Big Show to neutralize him. But now that you have somebody like Chris Jericho who can play both sides of the spectrum on speed and wrestling just as well, you know, I just, wait a minute, look, oh Jesus goodness!
Incredible power bomb from Yoshitatsu.
And then the big bulldog to follow. I gotta say though, Dude Busters International, they could be the new undisputed tag team champions after this match is said and done. So I think Jericho should know this better. Anything can happen to them on any given night. Case in point, on the last Raw when they were in a tag match against another team, they were facing Daniel Bryan and Santino Marella. How did that turn out? Daniel Bryan taps out Chris Jericho in the middle of the ring, and the Cobra and the Dragon suddenly look like the biggest thing to ever happen.
Well,
now again, of course, so for all it's worth, you know, you can say the Cobra and the Dragon did lose when the titles were on the line at Night of Champions, but the point I made here, wait a minute, Tatsu with the cover, almost had him right there, but the point I'm trying to make here is that anything can happen on any given night, and just because Jericho are champions now, that doesn't mean they should be comfortable in their own skin. They are not safe. It is harder to be the champion than it is to become the champion.
Well, they're the best champions we've got here. They're defending the title. They're adding prestige to it. Yeah, that poke to the eye may have not, those pokes to the eye, I should say, have not been totally legal. But man, they're isolating Yoshitatsu in that corner right now.
Now Jericho with the big tag to Yoshitatsu, and oh, Jesus! Or to Big Show, but Jesus, Show just clubbed the life out of Tatsu there. Big punch. Really, really big punch to that gut.
Now Tatsu in the corner of Big Show and Chris Jericho, and a military press. Oh!
Jesus! And now with the hook of the leg cover, 1, 2, no!
Trent Beretta fast enough to pick it up, but now Yoshi trying to take it to Big Show, not going to work out.
Yoshitatsu using his speed to evade some of Big Show's maneuvers, and now look! You could say that's dirty, but the classic chop block right there. Going to the legs, trying to chop the big redwood down. Tatsu with the big drop kick. Yoshi is trying to wear the Big Show out in the tag. Trent Beretta, now that he's finally got some space.
That heavy drop kick, that Japanese drop kick from Yoshitatsu, but now we got to see, oh, that football helmet-sized and hardness of...
Jesus!
Oh, he's just straight up taking the head of his head right to Trent Beretta. He could knock the guy out.
Oh, God. Jesus! That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is like getting your chest slapped with a frying pan.
Well, man, if I have ever seen somebody with such imposing strikes, it's definitely the Big Show. But now,
and now look, Chris Jericho,
Bulldog.
And you know what comes after the Bulldog? Jericho gonna look for the Lion Soul. No!
Oh, Trent Beretta was fast enough to get away from it, but now Big Show with a right hook, and Beretta was dazed.
Beretta was almost taken off his feet completely, with Trent Beretta quickly turning it around with the knee lift. Beretta got him up. Suplex, slip neck breaker. Nicely done from Trent as he goes into the cover. 1, 2, oh no, Jericho kicks out, excuse me.
Well, Jericho having a very impressive showing, but now I think we're going to see some more tag work on display.
It worked before, why not? Double feature, big!
Oh, that is brutal.
Big Hurricanrana powerbomb combination out Yoshitatsu with the German suplex. You know Yoshitatsu from Japan, the man, a master of the strong style, the art of strong style, I should say.
See that heavy, heavy drop kick? That's as real as you're gonna get when it comes to a kick. Yoshitatsu's all about that, and it took Jericho a count of 2, and you can see he's holding his chest after that strong drop kick. Oh, enziguri.
But Jericho knows how to fight his way out of a bad situation. The man is one of the most decorated superstars in our company. Wait a minute, look at this. Jericho and Big Show with the nice teamwork. Double elbow right there.
That heavy elbow of the Big Show, I'm sure doing the most damage of the two, and now he just manhandles Yoshitatsu. He was trying to add those clubbing blows into effect, but Yoshi with the kicks.
And Big Show caught him with the belly to back suplex.
What a huge maneuver from the Big Show. You don't see that a lot. You know, Big Show's about 7 feet tall. He probably lifted Yoshitatsu about 9 feet.
Wait a minute, look at Big Show with the big shoulder block.
The hip attack and then the shoulder block. This is all Big Show.
Running the man over like a freight train. And now Show looking for that choke slam. No, Yoshi fights his way out of it. Yoshitatsu with the jab, the kick. And now Yoshi, no, Big Show with the Irish whip. Big Show with the big back body drop. The life slowly being sucked out of Yoshitatsu with the Big Show tears into him.
Oh, huge military press drop.
Scoop slam and into the cover. 1, 2, no. Not even 2. Trent Beretta quickly breaking that up. Big Show throwing Trent Beretta out of the ring, but no, the distraction, no! Looked like Yoshi would have had an opening, but oh no!
Oh, backbreaker.
Cobra clutch!
Oh, and he just tossed him. That is absolute manhandling.
That ought to be all she wrote, unless the Dude Busters International can turn this around.
Oh, signature Jericho, that butterfly backbreaker, incredible.
Nicely done, even for someone like Chris Jericho. It's still amazing to see someone his age doing a move like that. And wait a minute, see, roll up, could have him. 1, 2, 3, no!
We almost had new WEDF Tag Team Champions.
A half a second later, and there would have been a drastic case to the card at Rebellion, but Jericho with the code breaker from out of nowhere. And a big lion salt to follow. And another.
Huge moves on display from Chris Jericho. He had a code breaker and 2 lion salts. This has got to be it.
1, 2, 3.
That's all she wrote. And like I predicted, Jericho has retained their tag team champions. And you know, you said they haven't faced a credible team. Well, this is how you prove your point, Oshu.
And again, there's nothing to take away from Jericho here. I just gotta say, I wanted a fix. The fans wanted a fix. We got our fix. But again, Jericho have to take this into note. They think Dude Busters International was tough. They probably won't. But let's put it like this. Dude Busters International were half a second away from winning the WEDF Undisputed Tag Team Championships. I hope Jericho have learned a lesson here. Don't take anything for granted, because any team on any given day can come and they can almost beat you.
Well, you know, I don't see Jericho losing their tag team championships anytime soon. They're not only the unified tag champions, they're the dominant tag champions.
You might not see it now, but the only way we're going to find out for sure, Garrett, is when we go to Rebellion and we see Jericho finally meet the $1 Million Congregation 2-on-2 for the WEDF Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And you've seen there are some chinks in their armor. Jericho aren't exactly a perfect team, but what's going to make them great champions is if they can turn it around on the $1 Million Congregation. But that will remain to be seen for some time to come.
Well, you know, the $1 Million Congregation need to take note tonight after such an impressive win.
I do have to say, though, ladies and gentlemen, we still have a great show for you. If you need to go to the bathroom, you better go now. You better go now. If you're going to get drinks, you go get them right quick, and you better come back, because I bet you don't want to miss this. You could tell the fireworks were going to fly. And as Bobby Lashley's theme music says, hell is on Triple H's name. Oh, here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! He's in! Pick it up from where they left off! Trading shots back and forth! Don't beat him, let them fight! Let them fight! That's what they're doing! Oh, big face buster from Triple H! And a power slam from Bobby Lashley! These men want to give up! You can tell, Carter! They've been waiting to do this! And a big spear from Bobby Lashley! Oh my goodness! Wait a minute! They're just fighting on each other from the security and it's getting involved trying to break them apart! Good luck with that, fellas! I don't think they're gonna have much luck with that, Carter. Everything to hold them back. The referees are in. Still trying to keep a hold on. And now here comes Triple H again. Here we go again. Round two. Round two. No. Already broken up. I tell you what. Get the Scottish Yard on the telephone. Get the Scottish Yard speakerphone on the telephone. They're gonna tear each other apart here. We might not have enough security. Wait a minute. King, Jimmo, Robert? What? What are they doing here? I guess we're out of security guards. Apparently. And the rest with the Divas titles? What you just saw there, ladies and gentlemen, is what happened on the last Raw. It was absolute chaos when Bobby Lashley and Triple H met face to face for the first time since their street fight. And now on the next Raw, the last stop before Rebellion, Bobby Lashley and Triple H will apparently be going to arbitration. The anonymous Raw general manager is going to look for a solution, and on that Raw, a solution will be made. Wait a minute, what? What?
Yes.
What the hell? What? Are you, what? Are we dreaming? But, wait, but, he's on SmackDown! That's CM Punk! Ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk! With his old theme music! What's he doing here?
The straight edge Messiah has come to grace us on Raw. Hey, if I'm lucky, maybe he'll join me on commentary and brighten this thing up. I mean, look at him coming to the ring. He's got his game face on.
But I mean, he was banned from SmackDown by Bret Hart. Now he's here on Monday Night Raw. But why? He's a SmackDown superstar. Isn't he not allowed to be here?
Because this is where the big boys come to play, and he's tired of Bret Hart's shit. He's here to compete for us. He's here to work with us.
I mean, is this allowed, though?
Is it a problem with it? I certainly don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with it as long as it's okay for him to be here. Okay.
See?
Well, then I guess CM Punk, welcome to Monday Night Raw. But there you see again, even though he's away from SmackDown, that still doesn't stop him from dropping pipe bombs on what he thinks about Bret Hart and Edge and all those guys. And, you know, on one end of the spectrum, people are going to say Punk has a point, because even though I don't like some of the things people do, I just got to say, CM Punk's one of those polarizing figures where, you know, you're either going to fully agree with him, like some people do. I'm conflicted. I don't know whether I should say he's right or he's wrong.
You know, I agree with CM Punk. CM Punk is just trying to do the best he can. You know, Bret Hart's been a very biased general manager, and Punk...
Wait a minute. Hold that thought. Let's see what our GM has to say.
May I have your attention, please? I have just received an email from the anonymous Raw general manager. Hey, I'm sorry, Punk. I'm just doing my job here. And I quote, CM Punk, allow me to formally welcome you to Monday Night Raw. Now, I did agree to the terms that you would be welcome to stay here until Bret Hart either lifted your ban and allowed you to return to SmackDown, or he terminated your contract altogether. But in the real interest of fairness, if I'm going to allow you to drop your pipe bombs and express your grievances on the air, then I should reserve the right to book you in a match. And I have the perfect opponent in mind for you tonight. If you want to prove that you are truly the best wrestler in the world, you can start by facing this man.
Who could it be?
Say what?
Wait a minute.
Are we dreaming? Are we dreaming? No, we're not! Look at him! Look at this, ladies and gentlemen! Amidst a mixed reaction! Have been wanting to see for some time! Finally happening! For probably what feels like the first time in WEF! That's right! CM Punk 101 with the Chain Gang Commander, John Cena!
This is a huge match. This is one that we've all been waiting for a very long time.
I've gotta think though. You know, with the way John Cena has been mentally as of late, the man has been on a manhunt for R-Truth. The man has wanted to get his hands on R-Truth, and he's been real antsy about it, especially when Sting has been holding him up and stopping him from getting to R-Truth and getting his hands on him. So now I just think Cena has a lot of bottled up aggression that he might take out on CM Punk here tonight, and if John Cena's not careful, that could cost him in the long run.
But, you know, CM Punk has the advantage here. He's taking it to John Cena, but John Cena with a reversal. They're doing some chain wrestling.
Oh, yes, they are. And for people who say John Cena cannot wrestle, I think you'll be surprised with just how well he's handling himself here against CM Punk. There you go to the waistlock. Cena getting himself out of another bad situation. Back to the side headlock. Oh, look at that headlock takeover.
He's taking it to Cena. Now see CM Punk with the reversal, and now the knee to the face.
Now the elbows. CM Punk going in with the strikes. The man very... The big calf kick you saw there from CM Punk, and now with the Hangman's neckbreaker.
You know, CM Punk is all bravado, but now he's following it up with that kicks. He's proving his point.
CM Punk, another roundhouse, taking John Cena clean off his feet. There's another thing I do notice here. Cena, wait a minute, no! I think I've noticed also, when John Cena, you see how John Cena has been aggressive in this match, Garrett. You see how he's been trying to get his hands on Punk, trying to go on the aggressive, while CM Punk has been using his quickness. He's been using his strikes. He has been outstriking and outmatching John Cena in that department, and John Cena has been acting so aggressive that CM Punk is just having a field day on him with those kicks and chops and strikes.
But I mean, here, this crowd reaction, you're hearing, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. I mean, I don't know who to side with more. Oh wait, yeah I do. Cena does suck. Everybody in here should be on the side of CM Punk. This British crowd has to understand great wrestling when they see it.
I mean, of course, you know what I'm going to say. Wait a minute, Punk! The big diving crossbody! Just playing mind games with Cena! Playing cat and mouse, and you know Cena being as mad as ever. Mad as a hornet. Trying to get Punk. But again, that's just a big mistake that John Cena made, and CM Punk capitalized on it. Punk with the big slap, and now I think Punk gonna go high risk. Yes, he is. Nice forearm from Punk as he goes into the cover. 1, 2, 3, no. Cena barely able to kick out before 3.
Both these men taking to each other, but oh, the knees right into the collarbones of John Cena. Now John Cena with a reversal. He's getting back up. Look at the strikes on display from John Cena. Punk is dazed.
CM Punk, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there's no question that CM Punk has a reason. You know, there's no question that whatever comes out of CM Punk's mouth, whether you love him or you hate him, people are going to listen to him. And I'm pretty sure Punk didn't like to be cut off there and thrown into a match, but I'm guessing, you know, now that it's John Cena, CM Punk has more of a valued interest. And wait a minute, CM Punk looking for the welcome to Chicago motherfucker backbreaker, but no! Throwback from John Cena and into the cover. 1, 2, no!
Hear even more of that mixed crowd reaction. I was really hoping to see that welcome to Chicago motherfucker here in Liverpool.
I think a lot of us were. Wait a minute, CM Punk running the ropes, Shining Wizard! Looked more like a kick to the back of the head though. Oh, Jesus! Again, CM Punk using those educated feet to his advantage. And wait a minute, I think Punk with that leg drop there, still a little bit of an insult to a former rival of his, who John Cena will be facing at WrestleMania 3, probably the biggest match of Hulk Hogan and John Cena's career.
Oh,
wait a minute, Punk! Oh, Jesus! Seems like Punk has been studying up on those NJPW tapes again. 1, 2, no! Kick out! Trying for the roundhouse. Cena avoided it. Now Punk getting away from Cena, but Cena not to be outdone, delivering those hard elbows, and Cena with the drop kick.
Cena, Punk are both feeling it. That lariat from John Cena, another one. John Cena is absolutely taking it to CM Punk. CM Punk with an Irish whip reversal, and now that arm trap neck breaker.
Nicely done from CM Punk. CM Punk now goes into the cover. 1, 2. Now again, as we have CM Punk with the... Wait, no, Cena! Big elbow! I've got to say, though, you do notice something, Garrett, here. You notice that this match, CM Punk has been getting quite a lot of the offense, when usually when it comes to John Cena, either Cena usually has to... Oh, look! Big top rope leg drop as Cena goes into the cover. 1, 2, no! But I mean, you would usually see a more one-sided, a bit of a more one-sided encounter, or at least John Cena would be at even pace with his opponent. But you know, this match has been all CM Punk so far. Do you think John Cena's head is in the right place right now?
Well, honestly, I don't know who has a psychological advantage. I personally think that CM Punk needs to get his head together. He needs to get Bret Hart out of his head. He needs to get SmackDown out of his head. This is Raw. This is Cena versus Punk. This is a one-on-one encounter we've all been waiting for here in WEDF.
And as we all know this year, CM Punk, or in the past few months, wait a minute, looking for the welcome to Chicago again. Wait a minute, Cena! No! Cena looked like he was going to go for the AA out of that, but Punk quickly snaked out of it. And now Punk looking for the GTS. Wait a minute. No, he's not. I think CM Punk just says it's not time.
To the corner. Oh, Shining Wizard.
To the Bulldog. This nice combination. Cover. Not 3 though.
Punk isn't able to put Cena away. He should have gone for the GTS or the Anaconda device when he had the chance. But now, Punk, the Irish whip. Oh, snap power slam.
But at the same time, wait a minute, now he's going for it. But you think earlier he might have just been thinking, you know, it's John Cena. I got to be more careful than that. And rightfully so. Look!
Oh, John Cena with a reverse DDT.
And that's why I say CM Punk was a little hesitant about it first, because he figured John Cena would have done exactly as he just did there. Big shoulder block from Cena.
John Cena with a shoulder block, and now another one.
You know what follows after those 2 shoulder blocks? Are we going to see it? Yes, we are! Cena! Photo bomb!
And look at this. 5 knuckle shuffle coming up. The 5 moves of doom. This could be it.
Brush the dirt off his shoulder and connect with the 5 knuckle shuffle. And now, you look at that. CM Punk could be in trouble. John Cena thinking, hey, CM Punk once again avoids it.
CM Punk, wait, he's going for the Shining Wizard. Oh,
Jesus.
Right to the back of Cena's head. Incredible.
I think everybody was looking more for that Keiji style front knee.
Look at this. Now, the elbows. Oh, he's just straight up taking it to John Cena.
If John Cena is not careful, wait a minute, cover by Punk, 1, 2. If John Cena doesn't snap out of this soon, CM Punk is going to pick up a big victory here, which will just add to his repertoire. Because in the past few months, CM Punk has beaten men like Hulk Hogan and The Rock.
You know, CM Punk is one of the biggest stars we've got here today, but that one victory that he needs is over. Could this be it?
No! Cena with the counter again! And now Cena lifted up! Dude, adjustment! Got him! But wait a minute! Cena, I hear him! He's saying, I'm not done! Truth, you're watching! He's gonna try to send the message to R-Truth! This isn't right, John! You had the match won! What are you doing? Oh, I know what he's doing! Super A, no! Punk sees it coming! And with the overcastle, a buff blockbuster style maneuver, and now Punk looking to put the final nail in the coffin!
This could be it!
Oh, go to sleep!
Look at this.
Cover!
1, 2, 3! CM Punk emerges victorious over John Cena.
My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. You look at this match, and I'm certainly sure it didn't disappoint. John Cena and CM Punk definitely had a heated match here tonight. Both of these men had some frustrations. Both of these men got in the ring, beat the tar out of each other. But when John Cena had the match won, you notice, Garrett, John Cena is not acting like John Cena. The man is pissed. The man is livid. The man is angry. He only wants to get his hands on R-Truth. And when he hit that AA, he puts Punk on the top rope, looking to add more insult to injury, looking for that super attitude adjustment. But it's because of that aggression, because John Cena was looking to make sure R-Truth understood that he was coming for him. It was that aggression that just had CM Punk have a window of opportunity, capitalize, put John Cena to sleep, and get the big victory here tonight. No discredit to CM Punk. That was hard fought. He earned every bit of that one. That is all on John Cena, ladies and gentlemen. No John Laurinaitis and no aided assistance from the ropes. CM Punk defeated John Cena here tonight.
Clean. Wait, R-Truth laughing away at John Cena.
And R-Truth, I think he's just mocking John Cena right now. And you realize when John Cena wakes up, you thought he was mad. Now, oh boy. I mean, it's just, I don't know how much longer Sting is going to be able to hold back John Cena. I just don't know how long you're going to go before R-Truth and John Cena finally meet up head-to-head. And wait a minute! Mark Henry backstage with Stone Cold Steve Austin! What is this all about?
These two pick your poison opponents. You think they would be completely away from each other until it's match time.
Uh-oh. We didn't know that, but as soon as Austin said something, there it is! Last time Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mark Henry were in the same ring, it was on a couple Raws back in a no disqualification tornado tag match where Stone Cold Steve Austin teamed with the inactive Abyss against that man right there, Mark Henry and Kane. But there you see Stone Cold Steve Austin laying it down, even though Mark Henry coming with the big talk saying, your ass is mine. Austin saying, bring it on. That's how Stone Cold is. Stone Cold does not back away from a fight. Stone Cold looks for a fight. And if anybody's got something with Stone Cold suggests you get your ass in the ring, you put your dukes up, and you settle it with him like a man.
Well, you know, I honestly think that Stone Cold is going to be in for the fight of his life with Mark Henry. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think anybody would expect any less from someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, speaking of champions, this right here is the former United States champion, Matt Icorn, the un-Hawaiian Hawaiian.
I thought it was one of those pilgrims, you know, one of the ones at the first Thanksgiving. I think all Matt Icorn's missing is a couple buckles on his shoes.
I think you need to get out. I can't believe you made me laugh at that a little bit, you son of a bitch. That was quite humorous, I'll give you props. But back to serious business. Matt Icorn, ladies and gentlemen, as you remember at Night of Champions, was the United States champion. He defended in a triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match against Shelton Benjamin and Christian. And on that night, Christian became the United States champion, and Matt Icorn ever since has not been happy about it. And on the last Raw, Matt Icorn attacked both Christian and Shelton Benjamin in their United States championship match. Had it be a no contest, and it was announced for Rebellion, ladies and gentlemen, a three-way dance between Icorn, Benjamin, and Christian.
You know, Christian had the match in his favor because it is a TLC match.
Oh, now that's a bold claim to make there, Matt. You see, I mean, I wouldn't mind him if he conducted himself like a champion, or if he just said, okay, Christian beat me. All he's done over the past few weeks is whine and complain and say, Christian didn't beat me, Christian didn't pin me, just trying to deny the fact that this man you see wearing the United States Championship won that night, was the better man, and emerged, breaking his losing streak and becoming a two-time United States champion.
You know, I think when it breaks down to it, that Matt Icorn was the face of the United States Championship for a long time. He was able to beat MVP at WrestleMania in that 5-man scramble match, or that six-man battle royale, I should say. You know, Christian picked his spot, and he's never beaten Matt Icorn one-on-one.
I think that's the big question here, is whether or not Christian can get out of this match. And it's a three-way dance, of course, ladies and gentlemen. That implies it's a standard three-man match, but with eliminations. Pinfall or submission, we go until one man is left standing.
Look at this. Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard himself, one half of the world's greatest tag team to ever grace professional wrestling, on his way to the ring.
And we all heard Matt Icorn was tearing into Icorn, or no, he wasn't tearing into himself. Oh boy, I'm just excited about this little encounter here, because this is a match I personally want to see at Rebellion, you see. I want to see these three guys get in the ring, and I want to see whether or not Christian has the chops, and I just want to see, you know, what these three talented athletes will be able to do in the ring. You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? But still, Shelton Benjamin and Christian have been a talking point for Matt Icorn. Icorn has not liked either of these men, and Shelton Benjamin, I think, of course, you know, everybody looks at Shelton Benjamin as the third wheel, because everybody might say, you know, hey, look, Matt Icorn and Christian, this is who it's between. Shelton Benjamin, over the past few weeks, has made a case to challenge for that United States Championship. He's beaten both Christian and himself, damn it, Christian and Icorn one-on-one, And I don't think anybody can take that away from Shelton, that he deserves to be in this match.
All three of these men kind of at loggerheads. I mean, the core conflict is between Icorn and Christian. But you got to think, Shelton Benjamin has proven himself so much in the past few months. He's fought Matt Icorn tooth and nail.
He's fought Christian tooth and nail. He's proven he deserves to at least have a shot at that title. All three of these men are looking for the same thing. So if anybody says Shelton Benjamin doesn't deserve the opportunity, you need to get your head checked.
Shelton Benjamin is one of the most underrated, one of our best professional athletes here in WEDF.
But you see, Icorn has been tearing into both men equally. And look at this. What? Well. Is he really that confident?
He really thinks he can take on both these men?
I think he thinks he's that confident. You know, at one part, you got to give Icorn some admiration here for challenging both of these men to a handicap match. But at the same time, you got to be thinking, is your head in the right place? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, Christian is a champion, and he's a champion for a good reason. Shelton Benjamin on his own has taken Matt Icorn to the absolute limit. Now, Matt Icorn thinks he can take on both these men at once. He has to get his head together. Don't forget the tag team advantage.
Absolutely. And he's facing both of these men by himself. But that, of course, is Matt Icorn's ego on full display here, ladies and gentlemen. I think he firmly believes that he can beat both Shelton Benjamin and Christian by himself.
Well, you know, that has yet to be seen.
And we have a huge SmackDown coming up this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have a big fatal four-way to determine who's going to face the new World Heavyweight Champion, Shawn Michaels, at Rebellion. I believe it's going to be Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Edge. No, wait, right? No, not Edge. Danny Jackpot. That's right. I'm going to forget that for the life of me. Those four men face off in a huge main event to determine who's going to meet Shawn Michaels one-on-one at Rebellion for the big gold belt.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter who wins that. All they have to do is kick the walker out from under Shawn Michaels and pin his frail limbs to the mat.
And also, we can also confirm this, as I've been told by some officials in the back who've just gotten some word from Bret Hart on SmackDown. Apparently, the Bama Boys are coming back one more time, baby. I and Smokey will be teaming up. It'll be a two of us against Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar in a tag match that I'm sure you're not going to want to miss on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. But the main thing here that we need to worry about on Raw after that big shilling here on SmackDown. You're welcome, Brett. This is our big main event, ladies and gentlemen. This man is the world's strongest monster, Mark Henry.
You know, as excited as I am to see the Battle Boys back in action again, I'm also very excited to see the kind of fight that Stone Cold's going to have on his hands. I mean, Miz and Morrison, that match, they took each other to the absolute limit on the show earlier tonight, and hopefully Stone Cold can pull out the same kind of a win that the Miz did.
But again, take nothing away from Stone Cold Steve Austin. You look at Mark Henry, everybody's going to probably put their bets on Mark Henry if they're thinking, you know, just based on exactly what Mark Henry has done over the past few months. Because, I mean, admittedly, no one has been able to pin Mark Henry or make him submit this whole entire season. And, I mean, you know, you look at what else Mark Henry has done. The man is 3-0 against Abyss. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. He is 3-0 against Abyss.
The man took out an absolute monster in Abyss, aligning himself with Ezekiel Jackson. And, you know, It's spelled the end for Abyss. I don't think we're going to be seeing Abyss around here for a long time, and I'm sure that distresses Stone Cold as he has to take on the Hall of Pain on his own. First with Mark Henry right here tonight.
But Stone Cold Steve Austin is not to be pitied, ladies and gentlemen. Stone Cold Steve Austin has had an incredible run as WEDF champion. He's faced some of the toughest, some of the best, some of the strongest, some of the fastest, some of the meanest. He's faced almost everybody you can think of at the cream of the crop. Over for I don't know how long, but for many weeks, months, Stone Cold Steve Austin has still been the WEDF champion and has probably had the most successful run with that big gold belt that I think anybody who's ever held the WEDF championship has had before.
You know, I gotta say, Stone Cold changing the belt was huge in my books. Definitely got me closer to the side of Stone Cold. But, you know, I got to align myself in this match with Mark Henry, the absolute powerhouse. I mean, Miz, obviously, in all his cunning and his smart and his strategy, chose Mark Henry for a good reason.
Now you see Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's working on Mark Henry's arm. That's something very unlike the Stone Cold Steve Austin we're used to. You know, you and I, oh Jesus, big headbutt from Mark Henry. But as I was saying when Stone Cold was working on the arm, you and I both know, Garrett, from Austin's old days, he wasn't just a brawler. Back in the days when he was at full health, he was a fast-paced, technical wrestler. He could tie you up in a knot just as good as anybody.
Well, I mean, he is incredible. I mean, he did have the Cobra Clutch as a submission under his belt for a very long time.
Absolutely. Now, oh Jesus! Mark Henry with the big splash in the corner. And I believe this is the first time ever meeting of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mark Henry in a singles match here. And like you said about that Cobra Clutch, Garrett, that might be a good thing for Austin to go to. He might need that if he's going to have any chance of beating Mark Henry, because you know the power of that Cobra Clutch. I do as well. That's a submission that could make people pass out.
You know, that was akin to Austin running into a wall just recently. You know, Austin may need to make Henry pass out. You know, honestly, that is such an impossible feat. I mean, what was it like for you being able to make Kofi Kingston pass out? I mean, that's incredible.
Now you see Stone Cold Steve Austin fighting back against Mark Henry, even though I'm surprised this match is a little even paced here, because you would think Mark Henry would be eating Stone Cold Steve Austin for lunch on any given day of the week.
The
Stone Cold
power of Mark Henry is nothing to be trifled with. I mean, Mark Henry has broken cages, broken rings. He will break Stone Cold if he has to. I'm sure he's got that bear hug in his employ. I'm sure he could make Stone Cold pass out just as easily, if not easier, than Stone Cold making him pass out.
Oh, look at this! Mark Henry! The big choke bomb!
Oh, huge maneuver from Mark Henry. The absolute power of Henry. That was with the absolute greatest of ease.
My goodness, I mean, though, you know, right as I was going to say this looked like an even encounter, more even than anybody was going to give it credit for. Oh, look! Never mind, maybe I didn't speak too soon. Austin taking the fight right back to Mark Henry. And there you go!
Oh!
Stone Cold doing exactly what he needs to do if he's going to get one up on Mark Henry. He's got to use the ring to his advantage. He's got to stick to what he knows. He's got to use his speed. He's got to kind of yearn back to the days when he was stunning Steve Austin, when he was a fast-paced technical wrestler and didn't have a bum neck or two bum knees. And he's got to use that. He's got to dig down to that if he's going to have any chance of beating Mark Henry here tonight, just like he is the big DDT.
You know, I'm usually the one making light of a wrestler's age, but not is the case with either Mark Henry or Stone Cold. I mean, Stone Cold is our champion for a reason, but he really has to prove it to us here tonight, because if Mark Henry gets over on Stone Cold, honestly, why why isn't Mark Henry our WEDF champion, and why doesn't he deserve a chance?
It will be as the saying goes that I think I've heard Brock Lesnar say before. If I can beat the champion, I should be the champion. Now Mark Henry with that big lariat, pulling Stone Cold away from the ropes. Nice ring awareness as he goes to the cover two. Not enough. Now Henry with those clubbing blows. Austin with another. Henry with another. No, Austin with the counter. Back and forth these men go, ladies and gentlemen.
Why would you want... I mean, Stone Cold was a brawler and a striker in his own right, but why would you want to get in a striking match with a man like Mark Henry? The man, his headbutts are like trying to ram your head into concrete.
Wait a minute, Henry was going for something big, but Austin using the speed with the Luthas!
Stone Cold has the advantage now. Wait, look at this.
Oh! Nice double elbow you saw, and now Austin following up the Luthas and the double elbow with the cover two. No!
We got a 2 count. Austin ducked that maneuver from Mark Henry, and now he's got an advantage over him. Both these men are feeling it as much as they've ever felt it before. Austin.
I've got to say, Garrett, aren't you a little surprised that this match is a lot more even than any of us were expecting it to be?
Well, this match has gone longer than I thought it would. Both men are putting on an incredible performance, and whoa, the stiff lariat from Mark Henry.
If Mark Henry keeps this up, we might have spoken too soon. Oh, Jesus, another one. Now, Henry again whipping him in the corner, but Austin using his speed, getting away from him. The big jabs in the corner. Austin gonna fight him. Austin, I think I know what Austin's trying to go for. He's trying to get him down in that corner, but Henry won't go down for anybody.
This is incredible, the resilience, but now...
And now, Austin stomping a mud hole in his ass and walking it dry. Bam!
The resilience of Mark Henry is unfounded. How he was able to stay up that long despite the onslaught of Austin is just incredible. But now I think we're going to see it. We're going to see the stunner from Austin.
No, we're not! With the counter to the power slam! Nicely done!
So incredible of Mark Henry. He was able to reverse it. Now all the momentum is in the palm of Mark Henry's hand. Look at, here we go.
Austin! 1, 2, no!
Oh. I thought with the sheer weight of Mark Henry, he would have had Austin down for the count.
But there you see the reason why Stone Cold Steve Austin is the WEDF champion. Austin is fighting for his life here tonight.
Well, in some ways, considering the Hall of Pain, his life would be on the line.
The strongest backbreaker!
He was going for the world's strongest slam, and Austin went for that backbreaker. But now, wait a second.
Austin thinking stunner. Austin thinking stunner, but wait!
Big
Jackson with the chair, and that's a disqualification.
Oh my God! Wait.
Trying to avoid that chair. Can't see much for long though as Ezekiel Jackson finally connects flush on him. And now the Hall of Pain are just going to dissect the WEDF champion here.
Now I'm sure The Miz had something to do with this as part of his grand strategy for Austin. I think they're trying to break Austin before Rebellion.
I've got to say, if this was Miz's plan, that's devious, or maybe... Wait a minute, Caden Goldberg! Never mind! 2 men who have had their problems with Ezekiel Jackson and Mark Henry. Now look! They're all going to meet him up at the ramp. The big fight is coming between Caden Goldberg. I can feel it. There we go.
You got a ball going on.
And the Hall of Pain going at it. It looked like the Hall of Pain were going to make a statement here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but that's not the case. Here we go. Here we go. Hall of Pain and Goldberg and Kane. All 4 of these men are going nuts. This whole crowd is losing it. Garrett.
Absolutely. I mean, the sheer power that all these men possess. I mean, if we get them in a ring, it's going to be absolute lightning in a bottle. You see, Kane and Goldberg are getting the advantage over the Hall of Pain.
Oh, absolutely. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. In the ring, The Miz. Jesus. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There you see it. That snake in the grass coming out of the crowd with the chair.
Oh, like I said, The Miz's strategy, he's going to break Austin. He's not going to wait for Blackpool. He's not going to wait to pin Austin. He's going to take him out right here, right now.
But Austin, wait a minute! Stone Cold is fighting back! Here we go! Get your cameras ready! Preview, but wait! No! Miz with the back body drop!
Miz stopping that Kodak moment that you were talking about. Now he's grabbing another chair. Gonna take it to Austin. Oh! Austin has been manhandled by 3 members of our roster here tonight. Look at this. The DDT.
Oh! Busting Stone Cold Steve Austin. Open. The inverse of the last Raw happens tonight with the Skull Crushing finale.
Right on that chair. Miz proved his point better than anybody. But wait. Looks like Oshu's got another email.
Yes, I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just received an email from the anonymous Raw General Manager. And I quote, "Okay, Miz, even though this goes against my better judgment, your match against Stone Cold Steve Austin at Rebellion will be for the WEDF Championship."
That is huge.
However, if Austin has to put his title on the line, then it's only fair that you put something on the line. Your career!
Whoa! This is huge! What a huge announcement from Oshu and our anonymous Raw General Manager. We have yet to find out if Miz will accept.
And Miz is living about it! Look at him! He's beside himself! But we're out of time, ladies and gentlemen! You heard it! If The Miz wants Austin for the title, he's got to put his career on the line! For Garrett, I am Oshu Jax. What an explosive Raw! We'll see you next week. Good night!